Greetings all, Devious Monkey here. Today I'm antsy, but this entire week I'm antsy. I went to Chicago last week for work, so I got my new territory, which will now go from the top of Maryland down to Hilton Head, which is right outside of Savannah, Georgia, more or less. That's the biggest city that I can find next to it, and all the way over to Nashville, Tennessee. So I've got a lot of traveling to do. And I've been basically trying to do a ton of stuff since I got back from Chicago. And obviously the biggest thing when I got back from Chicago is the next day, on Thursday, my new Sony A7 III came in. I wanted to go out and shoot today. It is a torrential downpour now. That all adds to my antsiness, my anxiousness to do something. But it led me to the point of this video, which is antsiness. The other reason for my anxiety, anxiousness, antsiness is because of my shoulder. Okay, I know I've been talking about this a lot, but that's because that's the whole point of my channel now, is to talk about how creators that are disabled deal with being disabled, trying to create. My trip to Chicago was probably the smoothest one I've ever had for work. I mean, it was pretty good, but it still sucked for this. Sitting in a conference where you're in a hotel ballroom or even into a hotel little meeting room, sitting in a hard-ass chair that's not friendly to people that don't sit well in hard-ass chairs, did not do me any favors. I was doing really well. My shoulder was feeling almost perfect. I got a lot of my range of motion back, and then I fucked it up by hanging on my pull-up bar, trying to stretch it. It was like an overcooked chicken leg pulling, and as soon as I did it, I instantly regretted it and knew that I had hosed it up. It was awful. I went through the entire trip in pain. First thing I did Thursday morning was go to the chiropractor. But dumb monkey's learning, because I did learn that, in fact, hanging on the pull-up bar and trying to overstretch it like that and putting all my weight on it was a dumbass thing to do. I had her put it back into place, my little yelp like a little girl, and I did go then to the masseuse on Friday. I'm just today starting to feel normal again, but when you have somebody basically like putting their weight on you with their knees and their forearms and all that kind of stuff, and working on your forearm and your shoulder and your chest and all that other shit, trying to loosen up all the knots and the super tense muscles that are overcompensating for the injury, it takes a lot out of you. If you have not experienced ongoing excruciating pain, then you will not know what I'm talking about. You'll just think I'm a big pussy, and that get over it and stretch or take some ibuprofen or hit the pipe or have a beer or whatever, and that'll do it. You are sadly mistaken. As was I throughout my life until I learned how to deal with this. I still don't deal with it well. I'm still very stubborn and angry and resentful and pissed off and blah blah, but I have learned that it is a real thing. Pain, as I said in my earlier videos, is a great motivator. It takes a lot out of you psychologically, spiritually, if you're into that shit, physically, mentally, all the above. And when you're constantly in pain and you think about 1,000 different things, and you have to move differently and hold yourself differently and think about something before you do it, to make sure that you don't do something stupid to injure yourself. It's an ongoing, constant thing that's taxing you at every level. Getting fixed, so getting the chiropractic, getting the brutal massages, and having to have all that stuff so brutally worked on, it then increases the taxation on the body. What I'm saying is that it fucking makes you tired and mopey and dejected, and you just really don't want to do anything. So, I mean, I had a lot to do this weekend, and a lot that I wanted to do this weekend that I couldn't do because I was just dragging ass. I felt like I didn't sleep at all, and I woke up Saturday morning exhausted. And we had a lot to do, and I looked at my wife, and we were laying there, and I said, Jesus, I feel like I haven't even slept. I mean, I'm exhausted. And it was like that all day. And we had a lot that we needed to do, and we only did some of it because I couldn't deal with it. And I was like, I just want to go to Starbucks and get some bean and go back and fucking lay there, which is more or less what I did. I did sit there that night and I drank a ton of water and kombucha and everything I could get my hands on that we still had because I needed to go grocery shopping, which is another thing that I didn't do because I was too tired. And I wanted to drink the fluids and try to get that back without taking any kind of other stimulant or drugs and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't want to take any more ibuprofen, but it just fucking hurt, so I had to. Then Sunday, I was a little bit better, still had a lot to do. Fortunately, it got crappy out and it made me not go outside, kind of like now. And I ended up doing all of the work for my day job that I had to do because I had until midnight until they flipped the switch and our old territories were no longer in play and the new territory came in. So we were encouraged to get everything done. So I had to do expense reports, meeting recaps, you name it. I had all this kind of stuff to do. And of course, I didn't want to do any of it. But it had to be done. So I got it all done. Everything was done by 10 o'clock that night. And I actually went downstairs and was able to sit there and relax and know that at midnight when that switch was flipped that I had accomplished all I needed to accomplish. All in all, it was still a productive weekend, but it would have been more productive if I had not been in pain and been so exhausted from dealing with it. And here we are, it's Tuesday now, and I did get up later than I normally do this morning. Now, a lot of that is because my wife goes into work later on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I kind of sleep in. Normally she's gone by 8 and I'm awake, but that wasn't the case today. I didn't actually even wake up until almost 9 and then get going and all that stuff. And I've sort of been running around doing more errands today. I still have to go and finish the grocery shopping because I forgot shit that I was supposed to get yesterday, but I don't want to do it because it's in this torrential downpour. So I sit here, all of that said, and see, this is where I'm going. This is where I want to show you how manic things can get when your body does not cooperate with you, because now I'm feeling pretty good. Yesterday to today would be the time where I feel really good with my shoulder and it isn't stabby and throbby and douchey. So this would be about the time where I do something stupid and fuck it up again, which I don't want to do. And I'm learning. I'm not going to mess it up. I'm going to take my time and just let it heal. I got another week or two where I just relax, and I'm going to go get adjusted tomorrow and get another massage to try to keep it loose and all that stuff. So all things are pretty good. But I am ready to scream. I need to get the hell out of this, my home office and go outside and play. And I can't do that probably till tomorrow, because tomorrow it's supposed to again be in the 70s, upper 60s, but that always means 70s here, and sunny. So I'm going to go play tomorrow, but today I'm going to be running into the wall because I can't go outside and play because it's raining, and I have all this energy that I'm starting to build back up from just sitting around and relaxing. And and then not being in as much pain, it immediately makes you want to go out and celebrate the fact that you're not in pain and that you can maybe do some of the shit that you haven't been able to do for a long time. And it's a tough life when you think of that, because I have to weigh out the consequences of this playing, of doing stuff that I can do now that I haven't been able to do, because if I push it, then I'm right back to where I was, being in pain and not being able to do anything. And that fucking sucks. So, the next time you're trying to bust somebody's balls because they're not just brushing off their pain or their exhaustion or whatever, if you haven't been in their shoes and you haven't dealt and lived with their pain, shut your fucking mouth, because you don't know. You don't know the shit that they have to go through. People don't understand what I have to go through. And a lot of times, because I don't say anything about it, that's all stopped now with this channel. I'm going to be screaming it from the fucking mountaintop so that everybody, has a little bit of realization that, what? People are dealing with some pretty awful stuff. And again, I'm thinking that I'm not disabled enough, because I can move everything and I can hear everything and I got eyes and walk and so on and so forth, and I don't need a machine to breathe and whatever, but it still sucks. And it's still debilitating, and it still keeps me from doing everything that I want to do. So stay in your lane, shut your fucking mouth, don't be a douche, and try to understand that there's people out there that are going through things that you don't understand. And sometimes your douchiness is the straw that goes on the camel's back, and makes the monkey stabby and angrier. So, just try to think about somebody other than yourself, and give people a break. They're not always assholes just because they're assholes. Sometimes they're in assholes because they're in assholes. Sometimes people are in assholes. Let's try that again. Sometimes people are assholes because they're in pain for one reason or another. So cut them some slack. And that's definitely something that I've had to learn because I'm an asshole and I can be an asshole to people, and this has made me rethink a lot. So I'm not the same asshole I was 30 years ago in high school and college. Totally not that asshole. I'm an asshole in a different way. So yeah, hooray assholes. All this said, it's just my way of killing some time because I'm antsy and I want to go out and play, and I'm waiting for it to stop raining. So I just thought I'd blather on and let you all know that sometimes people have to deal with shit that you don't understand, and you need to cut them some slack. And for you people that are going through shit like this, cut yourself some slack. It's tough. It's tough to deal with the fact that you can't do what you want to do because your stupid, rotten body won't let you do it. But that's the way it goes. And sometimes you just have to take a step back and take a breath and let your body try to do what it needs to do and heal itself, or pay the chiropractor and the masseuse to do it for you, and then not fuck it up afterwards. So that's all I'm going to say about that today. I'm antsy and I want to go play. I'm going to do that tomorrow, hopefully. And I also have the blue light in the back because it's so dark out from the rain. I can't get the lights to work out correctly in here, and I was really red from all the orange lights and stuff. And I thought, hey, fuck it, I'll make it blue. I'll make it cool instead of warm. So trying something different. Hope you like it, but don't really care if you don't. So hey, that's it. That's all I have to say today. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening. Don't be an asshole, and keep coming back for more. I got a lot of stuff I need to work on, and it requires me actually doing something. So I'm going to be doing that tonight. I'm going to be going through all my travel videos and all that kind of stuff and trying to cut something else together other than me just sitting here, whining into the camera. But anyways, thanks for joining me. Like, subscribe, all that shit. Hopefully you come back for the next one. And remember, kids, forward and up. Oh man, that better have been recording.